Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of College Hockey Talk. On today's podcast, I'm joined by a freshman of the Michigan hockey team and second-round draft pick of the San Jose Sharks, Thomas Bordeleau. Thomas, thank you so much for coming on, and how's everything going?
No, thanks for having me. And yeah, everything's going pretty good. How about yourself?
Things are going all right, just enjoying my last week of vacation before I head back to school.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Now, you just came off a sweep against one of your biggest rivals in Ohio State. Talk about that series and what was the key to both of those victories?
Yeah, I mean, even without any fans, it was pretty emotional for sure. It's a big rivalry. We just had Michigan State the weekend before, and we had a pretty good game. The first one, winning 9-0, but then second game we kind of took our foot off the gas a little bit, and we got beat 3-2. So I think it was just really good for us to just get 2 wins in this weekend. We proved a lot of things to ourselves, and just being able to perform 2 games back to back like this was a really big step forward for us.
Yeah, talk about the goaltending in that series, especially by Strauss-Mann in the last game. He really stepped up for you guys and gave you guys a good chance to win that game.
Yeah, he's been solid all year long. Even though some we didn't help him out in some games, but even Portillo, I think the first game was his first start, and I think we were all really happy and really proud of him after that first game. He did really well, and it's really nice knowing that you have 2 really strong goalies, and it helps the team a lot. So it can give Strauss a break and stuff like that, and we have total confidence in Portillo too, so that's good.
Now, what's it been like to play in the Big Ten this year, and what have you learned about yourself as a hockey player playing in that conference?
Yeah, I mean it's been pretty good. They're hard games. Every game's a battle for sure. There's no easy one, and there's a lot of good teams, a lot of good players out there. So it's definitely a fun challenge playing in the Big Ten. And by myself, I think I got lucky last year playing with the NTDP. Just playing college teams and stuff like that. I kind of had my toe in the water a little bit, but now just to dive in like that, it was really good. I just, I didn't really learn that much about myself. I just keep, developing my game, and I keep trying to get better at things that, make me a good player, and just trying to make Michigan win.
Was there any adjustment you had to make to college hockey heading into your freshman year?
Not really. I mean, I got a lot stronger this summer. I think that definitely helped. Just gaining some muscle, adding some weight, and just getting faster and stuff like that. So I think it's not just for making the jump to college hockey. It's just in general. Every season you're trying to upgrade your game to a new level, and that's what I'm trying to do every season. And every game I try to take the chance to get better.
Now, what has been the biggest improvement you've made to your game since last season with the development team?
I think definitely my speed. I got a lot faster this summer, and definitely my overall power. I think this summer I gained like 7-8 pounds of muscle, so it was really good for me. And I'm really just execution in general for sure. That's when you just develop in general as a player. You mature as a player and stuff like that. So my overall game has definitely took a step, and I just want to keep building off that.
Yeah, and you've had to adjust to many things throughout this college hockey season, including playing without any fans. Has that been an adjustment for yourself, and what's it like playing without a crowd?
Yeah, I mean it's for sure not as fun. You don't have the energy of the crowd behind you and stuff like that. But I don't want to I don't want to throw rocks at the NTDP, but we didn't have that many fans at our games, so it didn't really change anything for me. I was kind of used to not having a full barn, but of course, especially when I came to Michigan, knowing that all the games are packed and the atmosphere is insane. It was definitely a bummer not having any fans, but you just play your game, and once you start the game, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and you've also had to adjust to many schedule changes throughout the season. How have you mentally stayed prepared for all those changes and postponements that could happen to your schedule? And what's the key for maintaining flexibility throughout this season?
Yeah, I mean, there's for sure, when we got here on campus in Ann Arbor, it was definitely tough. We were just practicing every day, not knowing when the season would start. And, we just had to grind it out. We had a lot of scrimmages, some players that, used to be at the University of Michigan playing the NHL. They, sometimes would come and scrimmage with us and stuff like that. So, it kind of kept it fun a little bit. And, I think it was for sure hard, but when we got the starting date for our season, it definitely helped. And then like just during the season, it was pretty straightforward from there. But for myself, for sure, I missed the two last games of our first half of the season to go to the World Junior Camp, and looking forward to that tournament. Thinking you're going to spend a month in Edmonton, and then kind of getting screwed over a little bit by COVID. It was definitely a bummer, and I kind of just had to bounce back from that. But I'm just gonna be hungrier next year.
Now, 3-on-3 overtime has also been introduced to college hockey this year. What has that been like for yourself, being an offensive player and having more scoring opportunities and more space on the ice?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Definitely, I really enjoy 3-on-3. I think it's really fun for sure. That's definitely a part of my game that I'm definitely good at, and I really try to take advantage of it, and I'm confident at it too. So I'm really happy they did, and I think it makes it a lot more exciting for the fans too.
Now, your team obviously has a lot of high expectations. How do you try to stay focused with a lot of outside noise and try to maintain the success you've been having throughout this year?
Yeah, I think it just goes down to just not looking too much ahead. Like it's just like we're trying to focus on practice after practice, just trying to get better as a team, and every player we're just trying to get better every day, and just focusing on the game that's ahead of us or the weekend that's ahead of us. So it's definitely we just block everything out. We don't have, we don't set any expectations for ourselves. We know that we're good. We know that we have a chance to do great things, but we're not trying to get too caught up with those outside things.
Yeah, and what's it like to play under Coach Pearson, and how has he helped your hockey development?
Yeah, I mean he's a great coach. He has a lot of experience in college hockey also, and it's nice to have him there. And I think our whole coaching staff's done a really good job with the players. And it's hard. You get a lot of good players that are used to play in every situation, and now it just comes down to a little bit. Some players get less ice time and stuff like that. So it's definitely a hard job as a coach, but they're doing a good job.
Now, how have the upperclassmen helped your transition into college hockey, especially players like Jack Becker, who have done a great job leading your team this year?
Yeah, they've done a really good job. I mean, just from the get go, just the first couple of days I was on campus, they were just so great. Just kind of bringing us the freshmen in and just really being part of the team. Uh, I mean, first of all, I got to know all the freshmen, my class first, and then all the seniors, the juniors, and the sophomores. They really brought us in, and it was really really fun. Honestly, I couldn't have asked for a better group of guys, and they just knew from the get go that us the freshmen were going to be a big part of the team, and they accepted that with open arms, and they know that they need us to be comfortable and to perform if we want to win, and I think it helped a lot. It helped everyone out, and the transition was really easy.
Now, I want to switch gears and talk about the beginning of your hockey career. You were born in Houston, Texas. However, you grew up in Quebec. Talk about your childhood and how did you start playing hockey?
Yeah, I mean, I was born in Houston. I mean, I stayed there for like 5 months, and then me and my family we moved to Switzerland for 10 years. That's kind of where my hockey passion grew. It was my dad was playing there, so I just remember after every game going to the locker room, just being around the guys, and I was only like 2 years old, so it was really fun. I kind of like got stuck in my brain just being a hockey player, and ever since I tried skating, I tried playing hockey, I fell in love with it. So I was like 10 years old when we moved back to Montreal. I just started playing like North American hockey with with my team back home, and it's a little bit how my development went. So my dad is really at the root of all that, and I'm really grateful for that.
Yeah, your dad obviously played in the NHL for the Montreal Canadiens. What was it like growing up with an NHLer, and what is the communication like between you guys regarding your game now in college?
Yeah, I mean, it's been great having him around. I have a lot of people in my family has played hockey. My father played in the NHL. My grandfather did. His two brothers did. So it was really, it's definitely in our bloodline, and it's really fun to have them around. Especially my dad, and my dad's been there all the way through my development. So I'm really grateful for that, and he's been there for my college hockey games too, and I never really stopped. After games, just get a call, just congratulate me or like just tell me some things I could kind of change about my game, and it's his job too. So, he's really good at it. And, I couldn't ask for better.
Now, besides your dad, who was your favorite hockey player growing up?
Definitely Sidney Crosby. He's always been a big role model for me. I just think he did everything right, and he still does. I just thought he was a tremendous player, and just like a great person. And I'm just so happy I still get the chance to watch him play. And I got to watch him play growing up, so it was really good.
Now, before Michigan, you played for the U.S. National Development Program. How did you get the opportunity to play there, and what is the selection process like going to that team?
I never really heard of the team before, like, let's say like 6 months before actually going to that camp for them. The Hughes family helped me out with that. I was really close to them, and they kind of put me on the NTDP's radar, playing in Montreal and stuff like that. So one of their scouts came to see me play, and then he just invited me to the top 40 camp. I know there was a lot of other process like the players went through before the top 40 camp, but I didn't go through that. But just going to the top 40 camp, not really expecting anything, just going there, just meeting the staff, seeing the place and stuff like that, and I fell in love with it. It was I fell in love with the coaches, the mentality they had, and I made a lot of great friends just at camp, and then once I had the chance to make the team, it was a no-brainer for me, and I'm so grateful for that. It was like the best 2 years of my life. All these guys are my best friends. On that team, it was crazy. The best thing out of there, like any player that comes out of the NTDP will tell you the same thing. It's the biggest thing you get out of going there are the friends. It's crazy. You go through so much adversity when you're at the NTDP, and you just go through it with your brothers, and it's just I'm really grateful for that.
It's a cool game to play with some of your teammates now in college.
Yeah, for sure. And it's funny because of course I play with Beniers and Truscott that were on my team, but just guys like York, Beecher, even Mikey Pastachov, like we all went. Me and Yorkie and Beecher, we kind of went at the same time. But guys like Pastachov that went like 3 years before us. It's kind of funny because we kind of still have that bond. We still have that thing that kind of connects us, and we have a lot of points in common that we can talk about the days we were at the NTDP and kind of just like laugh about it, and then just talk about the days. But it's really fun to have them, and I'm really happy to have them around.
How did your experience with the U.S. National Development Program help prepare you for college hockey? Because I know they play some college hockey schools throughout the season.
Yeah, definitely helped a lot. We played a lot of college games. It kind of, again, like I said earlier, I kind of had my toe in the water a little bit, and it was really, really good for me, and for all the guys that were on that team. I think the NTDP did a great job, kind of preparing us for the next step, and I'm really happy with that.
Now, like I mentioned in the intro, you were drafted by the San Jose Sharks. Where were you when you found out, and how excited are you to play for that organization in the future?
Yeah, I was back home in Montreal for the draft. The team let us go back home, so I was with my family watching the draft, on my computer on TV at the same time. And it was a really fun experience. Just of course, it wasn't a typical draft, but just at least being able to spend some time with my family and just experience it with them, it was really great. And the Sharks are an amazing organization. There's a lot of great people in that organization, and I can't wait to get going with them. They're awesome people, an awesome team, and I can't wait to get to know the players a little bit more and just kind of get going with them.
Now, what was the draft process like for you, and how did you communicate with teams during that process? Because I know it was a little bit different than normal having it all virtual.
Yeah, during the season, during the 2019 season, it was pretty, like end of 2019, start of 2020. COVID wasn't really around that much. The COVID wasn't really around that much, and it was kind of normal. Every day at the rink, like there would be some scout just to interview us and stuff like that. But in March, when we got sent home, it definitely took a weird turn. All the interviews were on Zoom and on calls and stuff like that. So it was definitely different. It was definitely a lot, just to make sure your calendar is right, to not forget you have an interview on that time, on Zoom and stuff like that. So, basically I had interviews every day. So it was definitely a long process, but, you only get to live that once so I was trying to have fun with it and just appreciate it.
Now, talk about your recruiting process and why did you choose to go to Michigan?
Yeah, I mean, coming from Montreal, I never really had a kind of a dream to go to a certain college like other kids did. For me, it was really just kind of coming out of nowhere and just really looking at all my options and seeing what I wanted out of a school. And for me, Michigan had just the best balance out of everything. The coaching staff, the program, the hockey part, the school part, just the campus in general. And I kind of thought it was the best balance for me and the best fit for me. So that definitely helped.
Now, how have you balanced academics and hockey and having everything all online for college? How have you tried to balance both the academics and hockey side of being a student athlete?
Yeah, I think it's definitely different again because classes are online, so it's definitely you probably you don't have to get to class and stuff like that, so you don't have to go to class physically, so it definitely helped a little bit. Just kind of stay home and go to class, so it wasn't really an adjustment from what I did last year. But just with the schoolwork and stuff like that, I think the teachers are really good, kind of understanding what and like what position you are and kind of helping you out. So that really helped a lot.
Now, how was your off season this year, and how did you prepare for the upcoming college hockey season? Because I know a lot of people face challenges with gyms being closed and having less ice time. How did you try to overcome some of those challenges?
Yeah, I mean, I was really lucky, having my dad as a skill coach in the Montreal area. You know, he knew right away when we were able to go on the ice and stuff like that. So it really helped. I was going on the ice basically every day with him, and I really got to progress this summer. And I try to get ready for that next step. But also, I have a nice kind of a gym shooting area in my garage back home, so I was able to work out there. My off ice trainer was able to come to my house and work me out, respecting all the distance and stuff, but just kind of work me out, try to be there as much as he could for me a little bit. And I think we made the best with what we had, and it turned out great. I had a great summer of training, and I really took a big step.
Now, you got to participate in the World Junior Camps. You were talking about that earlier. Just talk about that experience and what was it like for you? Because I know you said you kind of got screwed over with COVID, and I know John Beecher faced a similar situation just like you did.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great experience. I think again, the best part out of it was a little bit to see your just see your friends again from past years, just guys I played with, and guys that were on the U18 team while I was on the U17 team. And it was just great to see all the guys again, and just to perform like at such a high level of hockey was so fun. The execution in practice was insane, and it was just really really fun to get in that groove. And I was getting ready for that tournament. I was really happy that I made the team, but unfortunately, it was unfortunate what happened to Beach getting a false positive, and then me being his roommate, we had to head out. So it was definitely unfortunate. I was definitely looking forward to try to help the team win, but I'm really happy for them. They won anyways, and I'm just gonna be hungrier for next year, and we're just gonna go back to back.
Now, you get to play with Matt Berners and Owen Power, who are expected to be selected in the top 10 of next year's NHL draft. What's it like to be their teammates, and what are they like both on and off the ice?
Yeah, I mean, I've known Maddie for a long time, at the NTP and stuff like that. We've always been great friends. So, it's for me, it's really nice to see him perform like that and having a chance to go top 10. That's for sure. And he's a great player, a great person. So I'm really happy for him. And I just got to know Owen this year. I didn't know him before, but again, great guy. He has the passion for hockey. Really, he lives it, and he loves hockey, and a great player again. He's a really really good player, and I wish them the best.
We're now in the non-hockey segment of the podcast where I ask you some non-hockey questions. My first one is, who is the funniest on the team?
Funniest on the team, it's hard to say. It would be really hard to say. I would definitely, I think I would go with Mike Pasashov. Yeah,
Now, who has the best style on the team?
best style. I gotta go me with that.
I would agree with that. Now, what is your go-to meal before a game?
Go-to meal, definitely pasta, and I like my pesto on my pasta, and I try to switch it up sometimes. I'm just kind of got some canned tuna in there, dry tuna or some chicken and stuff like that. So I try to keep it simple. I like to cook my own meal before games. So yeah.
Now, if you could have lunch with anyone in the world, who would it be and why?
It's a good question. It would definitely be either Elon Musk or Gary V. I don't know if you know Gary V.
Yes, I do.
I just really look up to those guys. You know, they're really they're successful people that kind of came from nothing, and I just think that they have a great way of kind of seeing life and just seeing how it can be kind of tweaked and just how you can make the best out of your life. So I think that these would be really interesting conversations I could have with them.
That's a good answer. I would probably have lunch with Tom Brady just because he had a lot to overcome being a sixth-round draft pick. And, the success he's having in the NFL is obviously awesome. So I'd love to talk to him about that.
Yeah, that's for sure. For sure. Tom Brady is definitely up there. Yeah.
Now, what music do you like to listen to before a game?
I'm a big rap fan, honestly. I'm a big Eminem fan. That's for sure. I know everything about the guy. I'm literally a stan, how they call them. So that's pretty funny. If you ask all the guys I played with or who I play with, if you ask them who's my favorite artist, they'll definitely know it's Eminem. But yeah, definitely some rap, just some Eminem, some I like Juice World, I like Polo G, just some kind of stuff like that. So Kid Leroy definitely gets me going.
Yeah, I know Eminem released a new album recently. Have you gotten the chance to listen to it?
Yeah, definitely. I was definitely waiting for it. I'm really happy every time he drops a new song. It's definitely my favorite rapper, and it's fun to see that he's still doing it.
Now, back to some hockey questions now. My first one is, what advice would you give a younger player trying to make college hockey?
It's hard. There's so many. I mean, first of all, there's a great example I could just pull out of my team, Nick Blankenberg. He was a walk-on here in Michigan, and the advice would be to never give up, technically, because he was a walk-on, and now he's one of our best defensemen, and he's doing great as a junior. And he was such a big part of our team now. So I think it's really important for them to understand that even when you think there's no way out, there's a way out. Even when you think like you hit bottom, you're not. Like, you just like try to keep getting better, keep growing, and I think that will definitely help you.
Now, what should I do to improve as an interviewer and make this podcast better?
I don't know, honestly. I know I would definitely suck at making a podcast. That's for sure. I'm good at answering questions, but not asking them. But no, I think you're doing that pretty well. The questions are easy for me to elaborate on, and I like that. So yeah.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, is there any shout outs you'd like to give to any of your teammates, family members, or friends?
Uh, Shout out to, I talked about my trainer, Babak Owen back home. So definitely love what he's been doing. I've been with him ever since I was 12 years old. He's not just my trainer. He's kind of my mentor, my life coach a little bit, and I owe him a lot. So if it would be possible to give a shout out, I'd definitely give it to him. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast, Thomas. I really appreciate it. Good luck the rest of this season and take care and stay safe.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
No problem. Have a great day. Bye.
You too. Bye.